We're keeping the flowers. Greetings and welcome back to Sheltered, where the Weird family are continuing their seemingly unending quest for survival. It is day 40 here in the shelter, and things are looking, well, they're looking pretty good. We've got a pretty snazzy shelter, I have to say. We also have troops out, family members out and about in the wilderness doing some adventuring. For example, Nancy here. Nancy, who has found something in this mine, or someone in actual fact, someone in a mine who is signaling to them. I think I'd better get involved, Nancy. I mean, someone in a mine, some kind of crazy mine-dwelling hobo. Well, I mean, literally anything could happen. We shall get involved, and we shall be ready for anything. Fortunately, it is two of our most hardy female warrior women from the Weird family, Michelle and Nancy. Nancy, of course, with her rock. Michelle with the legendary Walter Ball Bat. Walter Ball Bat? Let's go with that, shall we? And they are facing up against Martha here. Martha, whose clothing maintenance leaves a lot to be desired, which, as we well have established now, means that we will almost certainly come out the better of this particular encounter. Whoa! I'm not the only one out here. No, Martha, who lives in a mine, you are not the only one out here. We also live underground, but in somewhere that's a lot nicer than a mine, I have to say. It seems not, though, you know, in short. Putting the world back together starts with teamwork. So let's work together. What do you say? Martha, your poor clothing maintenance and the fact that you have chosen to live in a hole in the ground does not really lead us to the conclusion that we want you to be part of our crew. Plus, we still haven't actually upgraded the air filters in the shelter, which, by the way, is really lovely. It's much, much, much nicer than a mine. But you seem to be doing quite well here in your mine, so why don't you stay here? Look, I mean, is that your intelligence of one? Not the sharpest twig in the forest, are you, Martha? But then you do not live in a forest, you live in a hole in the ground. What do you mean? You've probably got a hell of a lot more than I do. We do. We have a whole underground base, whereas you have only an abandoned mine. But never mind, you can just go back to living in your abandoned mine. We shall go back to living in our awesome base. Meanwhile, of course, we will loot your mine to see if it has anything that might be useful. For example, all 5 of your gas masks. Wow. Okay, you know what? We're going to have to leave you something. In exchange for these awesome gas masks. I think we'll take your rope. We'll have that. And then I think we will leave for you on this day, this very fine day, 2 aloe vera plants, which can be used in making homemade anti-radiation remedies. We can't actually do that right now because I don't think we have the necessary botanical skills. But oh look, she's got rocks as well. I could take the rocks. Rocks are quite good. I mean, they only require a strength of 4 and they do 15 to 20 damage. On the other hand, you know, strength 9, 30 to 35. Let's leave the rocks. I think we may well be past rocks. Cordite and magnesium, good for making explosives. And indeed, element symbol Mg, atomic number 12. Electron configuration Ne3S2, used in crafting. We're not going to take your magnesium from you. Clearly, this mine has a great deal of cordite and magnesium in it, and you can keep all of those things for yourself. There appears to be something in our journal. I don't think this will be the last. That is the same entry we have read before. Apparently, somebody is feeling really bad about killing a bear, and they are having to continually draw my attention to it. But I care not. I care not about the life of the bear, I have to say. How are we getting on here, team? We should probably start making plans. Should we get Octopi here to scan the frequencies of our radio transmitter to see if there is any clues out there, anything that we may be able to make use of? Possibly, I don't know, like a military outpost that is broadcasting to survivors and we can go and kind of, you know, hang out with them or something? Who knows? Who knows what could be out there? Frankly, only the explorers of the wilderness could possibly tell us. Laura has increased her strength. You just keep on training there, Laura. Who knows when you'll be called upon to defend... Oh, you've just leveled up. Train again. I'm too tired to do that right now. Oh, really? Well, there's no beds available. Maybe you should make a bed. Should we make a tier 3 bed? No, we do not have enough wool to make a tier 3 bed. We could make a fine painting. You know what, Laura? Why don't you go and do a spot of painting? Place object. Where should we put the fine painting? We could put it right here, look. Or possibly up here, right above the toy box. There we go. That's where it's going to go, so that everybody sees it. When they come in to hang out in the base, in the shelter, they will see artwork by Laura herself hanging up on display. I really hope it's good. I mean, if it turns out to be rubbish, then we're going to be stuck with it for a long time. Because who's going to tell Laura to her face that her painting is rubbish? I mean, she's got to be the most badass individual in all of the shelter, and indeed, possibly the entire wasteland. Far away, and indeed near, and everywhere else to boot. Rebecca, much less badass than Laura, but still equally quite a badass, has awoken and is prepared to get the day started. What are your needs? You don't have anything particularly great need-wise. Maybe you could craft us something awesome, like a tier 3 medium crate, just in case we sort of run low on storage space. I don't think we will, but we'll put another crate down in the basement just so that we've got a lot of plants coming back. We might have to do something with all of those plants. You never know. And having adequate storage space to make sure... Oh, look at that. It's a bit of modern art that she's done. Laura, I'm not sure I'd call that a painting. I mean, you've just kind of like drawn some boxes and coloured in some of them. The generator seems to be something or other. Radio scanning results. Through scanning the frequencies, we've discovered a radio broadcast from a trade caravan not far from us. They have given us their location, and we've added it to the map. Wow, a trade caravan! Fantastic news. Also, there is an incoming transmission. Hi, Michelle here. We found a school out in the wasteland. Yes, go on, search the school. See what you found. Meanwhile, the A-team are back. Walter, master of magics, spells, and illusions, has returned from the wilderness, and he is going to come into the base to tell us all of the wonderful things that he discovered, or at least to, put all of the wonderful things that he discovered into a chest. We will then possibly do something with them, like upgrading stuff, or possibly something else. Look. Oh, okay. Location searched. 12 locations. Walter and Janet very pleased with themselves after doing such a fantastic job out there. We got gas masks, we got wiring, we got circuit boards. Well, I mean, look at this hall. Look at this bounteous hall. So many fine things. Take it all into the base. Andy, I need you to repair the generator, which seems to be on its last legs right now. We've got incoming transmission. Nancy has found some stuff at the school. We want the metal for shower. I quite like the rubber. We've got 17 rubber. We've got 11 leather, but we'll take some more. More leather for the making of gimp outfits for all of the weird family to prance about in on special occasions. Let's put the logs back. We have no need of those as of now. We'll take the rubber. Batteries. Oh, we want the batteries. I think we might have to put back some of these plants. I know the girls were really excited that they found all of these beautiful plants, and they were going to like dress up the interior of the base with all of these flowering plants and things, really make it like homely and nice. But I think I'd rather have batteries, if I'm honest. Let's get rid of this holy basil, because it's good at curing food poisoning, which we have never experienced because we're just that good at cooking. So what we'll do is we'll take the battery instead. Don't really need the bulb, I don't think. Would like the motor. Should we put back one of the hatchets? Do we really need 2 hatchets? 2 hatchets for the hatchet gods. I mean, they are pretty good weapons. Do we need the meat? We have 5 meats. Well, let's get rid of the sand. There we go. We'll get rid of the sand. We'll get the motor. Quite like the transistor, but it's not the end of the world. We've got 12 of them already. Don't need the chisel. Don't need anything else. The question is, do we want to get rid of something for a single solitary transistor? I mean, it would mean throwing away a beautiful flower, which I just don't think, RP-wise, I can justify right now. I mean, if you've been living in a dingy, horrible little shelter for all this time, and all you had experienced in the wilderness was burnt out like buildings and things, and you finally stumbled across a wildflower meadow, would you not want to bring those flowers home to your family members? We're gonna do it. We're gonna keep them. We're keeping the flowers. We're going to do it. We're keeping the flowers. That's all there is to it. I hope that everyone understands that. What are you doing? Janet, you're far too filthy to be eating right now. You will experience food poisoning if you eat. I'm just going to have to wait for the shower. There's somebody at the intercom. It's Roger. He is a beardy man indeed. I found this junk and I remembered that I owed you one from when you got me those circuit boards here. Did I have this same accent when you came to me at the circuit board place? I change it on a pretty regular basis, I have to say. I mean, you gotta do crazy things when you live in the wilderness, man. I mean the wasteland, of course. That's what I meant. I meant the wasteland. It might come in handy, though. Well, thanks. Bulletproof vest. 2 bulletproof vests. That's pretty awesome. A whole pile of magnesium. That's kind of nice. A whole pile of... an even bigger pile of cordite. And some leather. I'm not sure that really all of that was worth the circuit boards that I gave you. I mean, the bulletproof vests are nice. We can definitely equip our people with bulletproof vests as they go out into the far beyond. Protects the wearer from 2 gunshot wounds and reduces a moderate amount of melee damage. Fine. Fine, fine, and triply fine. We should also look at Janet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to build a new shelter room, because we need to keep you busy. As absolutely, completely shattered, starving, and filthy as you are, the only thing that I could think of to keep you busy is to go down into the dingy, unlit basement and to hack out a new room for the base. And hopefully you won't hate me for that too much for too long. Rebecca is looking kind of alright here. I think we might need to send out another expedition, you know. We've got plenty of water. Plenty of water available. Who can go out for the expedition? Walter cannot go out for the expedition. No, I don't. It's fine. This team that's probably just gotten back, I don't imagine are going to want to go out for another expedition immediately. Location searched 8. Well, that's pretty good. What have you got? Oh, you brought back all the flowers and stuff. That was quick. I wasn't expecting you back quite so soon. But here they are with hatchets, knives, not knives, sorry, nails, sanders, ropes. Oh, all sorts of amazing stuff. I mean, there is so much stuff. Nancy has increased her perception. Michelle is filthy. You know what we need, Michelle? We need another shower. We're just going to have to bite the bullet and make ourselves a good shower. Hygiene is important. The shower reduces dirtiness but costs a lot of water to use. Is that like the same as the makeshift tower? It's a simple purpose of relief. Serves a simple purpose of relief. That's a toilet. That is a toilet, not a shower. Let us not get confused. A makeshift recycler. Prospector's kit. Camouflage. Wow, there's all sorts of awesome things in here. We've also got paint stripper. This is new. We've got various and assorted new things that we could possibly deploy. A makeshift shower uses a lot of water. Okay, they both use a lot of water. So let's go with a good shower. We're building a good shower. It's about time that we had good showering capabilities here. Let's just put it, I guess over here somewhere. There we go. Build us a good shower, Michelle, and you can be the first to cleanse yourself within it, and to maketh of yourself a pretty thing. Certainly a less stinky thing, anyway. Yeah, that'll be good. People will be happy about that. Do we need to send out another expedition? I think everyone is back home right now, but I'm just not sure who's actually got the stuff. Who's got what it takes to go. We could send Laura and Rebecca. Alright, Laura and Rebecca. We're setting up an expedition. Laura and Rebecca, it's you. It's the two of you. And I have a particular job in mind for you, I have to say. Where's Rebecca? Rebecca. To the map. What I want you to do is I want you to go to... I think there was a scrapyard around here somewhere. Scrapyard. 7 days ago we visited that scrapyard. Was there another scrapyard that we have visited less... Oh, look, there's a trade caravan. Should we go to the trade caravan? We could go somewhere and then go on to the trade caravan. I'd quite like to hit up all these other locations, but I really like to get old Betsy running as well. Old Betsy the caravan. I think that could be just the most awesome thing imaginable by man. On the other hand, who knows what wonders there could be in these unexplored regions of Brookshore. Alright, we're going to do it. We're going to go down. We're going to go down to Brookshore. We're going to visit this medium house. These locations. And all of these locations that we previously did not visit. And then back here to the trade caravan to see what wonders they may have. And then on home, hopefully with packs full of amazing and awesome things. It's going to be a fantastic expedition. Laura is going to be, like, you know, just the most thrilled person alive. She is our most badass person. She is going to get our most badass weapon, excluding firearms, which I don't think we have any actual ammo for. Hatchet. Yeah, let's go with the hatchet. Equip the hatchet. Equip a mask, a gas mask. Equip a metal detector. I think rather than a good bulletproof vest, or a poor, oh look, 2 poor bulletproof vests and 1 good bulletproof vest. We also want a rucksack. Still nobody's got it. I mean, to be fair, it's pretty obscure. But, you know, but you're wearing lederhosen. Yeah, I am Inga from Sweden. Yeah, no? Anyway, Laura is not Inga from Sweden, so she is going to continue along on her way. Rebecca, I'm not entirely sure what Rebecca's strength was. I wasn't really paying attention. Do you think she has a strength 9? Or should we play it safe with a knife? Which does 15 to 20. It does the same, interestingly, as the rock. But it has plus 10% accuracy. Let's just give her a hatchet. They can be the hatchet twins, the hatchet girls. The hatchet girls going out into the wilderness, both of them equipped with... Do we need to give both of them a metal detector? You know what we should have done? We should have given a bulletproof vest to the important one and a metal detector to the less important one. Let's leave that in behind in case we want to send somebody else on an expedition. We will give her a rucksack, however, and of course a gas mask. Very good. All is well. Should we give her a bulletproof vest? Let's give her a poor bulletproof vest. There we go. I mean, Laura is not going to be happy about the fact that she has to carry the metal detector whilst Rebecca gets a... hold on. Oh yeah, I did send them. It's fine. It's fine. They totally know what they're doing. Andy, I think the generator is possibly running a bit out of fuel, so if you could just pop some in for us, that'd be grand. Meanwhile... poor old Janet, stinky, knackered, starving Janet, who may be about to keel over from her various exertions, still digging away in the basement. Nearly completed the latest room of the shelter. There we go, she has built it. She's going to have to take a shower in the knackered old makeshift shower that we've been running for a very long time here. Meanwhile, Michelle has completed the new good shower, and she is going to be the first to make use of its wonderful facilities. We could possibly put it down in the basement, you know, so that it's got a bit more privacy and things, but maybe not. Somebody is at the intercom. Let us answer it. Andrew is at the intercom. Andrew with his lovely golden locks. I'm here to make a trade for the right price. Sure. What have you got? Rope? 8 ropes. I quite like rope. I also like wool. We'll definitely take all of your rope and your wool. Possibly your bulbs as well. Maybe your rifle ammo, because rifle's got to be good. Cordite, because we just got some. What can we give you for this lot? I mean, we've got a lot of stuff, not all of which we really have much of a use for. It has to be said. We could probably give you some flowers. You want some flowers? You want some pretty flowers? They don't have much trade value, I'm afraid. Empty petrol cans. Interesting. Well, none of our weapons, obviously. You're not having any of the weaponry stash. I think it's probably going to be either petrol, which we've got like a ton of, or possibly first aid kits. Let's go with a couple of first aid kits. 3 things of petrol. What are we up to? 65 of 92. I'd quite like to start building up ammo reserves, you know. Maybe meat. A couple of meats. 95 of 92. Sure, we could... 3. Have you got anything with a value of 3? You've got bulbs which have a value of 4. Maybe if I gave you a flower, we could add a single solitary bulb in exchange for a flower. The flowers all have a value of 2. Oh, maybe an empty petrol can. There we go. Have an empty petrol can. We'll take a bulb. That sounds like the perfect trade. There is no better trade to be made in all of the world than that trade right there. And that trade is what we have made. And so ends another exciting installment of the Weird Family in Sheltered. Look, we've got like a new entry in the diary, in the journal. I was wondering where these guys get all their trade goods from. Oh, it's that one. Yeah, we've read that entry before. We know exactly where these people get their trade goods from. The same place that we get our trade goods from, and the same place that all true wanderers of the wasteland will spend their days when they're not sheltering in a shelter, like we do most of the time. And indeed, which we shall do again when we return. But until then, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I have been Weird Wizard, and I will see you later.